Like waking from a nightmare, why do we hate thinking about the future? Why are we filled with doubt and ridicule when we hear news about the future? The part of our brain that is activated when thinking about the future is not the same for everyone. For most of us, when we think about things from moment to moment, our mind creates a pleasant image of ourself. This positive image of ourself is activated when we think about what we would like to wear or what we would like to eat. But when we think of the future with such thoughts as eating healthy or saving for the future, the image our brain creates of ourself turns dark and frightening. The way our brain processes thought of what life will be like in the future is like looking into a mirror. When we look into this mirror of our future self, we do not see our true reflection, but a hideous reflection of our future self. Sadly, most of us hate to look at the future, even when the future forecast is bright and sunny. Most people feel repulsed to imagine the future, regardless if it is filled with promise or despair. When we think about our current self, like what shoes we're going to wear to work, our medial prefrontal cortex is active. When we think about taking steps to improve our health or saving for the future, the area of the brain that controls memory, the hippocampus, is active. The hippocampus has long been known as the part of the brain that stores memory. Recent neuroimaging work has shown that the hippocampus is engaged when we think about the future for most people. On the other hand, hippocampus future thinkers refuse to imagine the future. Many of us who do not take better care of our health or do not have adequate retirement savings are hippocampus future thinkers. If most of us are physiologically unable to think about ourselves in the future and unable to make good choices to ensure our own individual future happiness, how can we be expected to alter our behavior to create a better world for future generations? Up until just a few years ago, our future depended on all of us morphing into prefrontal medial cortex thinkers and becoming vegetarians while giving up our gas cars for bicycles. With every passing year being hotter than the last, things are looking pretty bleak. Is there any way out of this mess? Fast approaching disruptive technologies are soon to change the world as we know it. The energy we use to power our homes, the way we travel, the food we eat, the clothes we wear, and most of the objects we use are about to change. These new clean technologies have the potential to reverse global warming. The production cost of these innovations are so incredibly low that we have the ability to create a new era of superabundance. Just as in the 1990s, when most of us rejected the notion that the internet would somehow change the world, it's only natural for us to scoff at the impact of these new disruptive technologies. Change will not come from doing the right thing to make a better world for future generations. Lower cost will drive change. A farmer is not going to switch from industrial science-based farming to biology-based regenerative farming because he wants to save the planet. He will do so because he will get better yields to make more money. Consumers will soon be buying cultured meat, fish, and dairy, not because they want to save the planet. They will do so because it will taste the same as farm-raised livestock, and it will be cheaper. Manufacturers will stop extracting minerals and petroleum, not because they want to save the planet, but will do so because biofabricated materials will be cheaper than extracted materials. Once it becomes common knowledge that driving an electric vehicle is 4 to 5 times cheaper than driving a gas guzzler, people will begin to buy electric vehicles. Singapore is not building a 3,100-mile electric pipeline to a solar farm in Australia because it wants to save the planet. It's being built because it is cheaper than building a nuclear plant or burning fossil fuels. While low-cost disruptive technologies can foster a new era of abundance, they can also create havoc as half the workforce will need to reinvent themselves. Like Kodak, only a few of today's top 500 companies will survive tomorrow's disruptive technologies. Rural land values will plummet. Such economic pressures will create a perfect storm of social upheaval. For most of us, any picture of the future is absurd. Being incapable of perceiving our own future, how can we ever accept our collective future? The reality is the future has already arrived. Like the wide-scale adoption of cell phones, it's only a matter of time before vast changes become commonplace. Individuals and ultimately countries that can embrace future disruptive technologies will flourish.